Hey guys, it's Edward. This is actually a video that I've been meaning to make for a while now, and it's going to be about testicular torsion. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, it's gonna be scary. Well, no, not really. So for those who don't know, testicular torsion is basically when you wring a towel. Except that towel is the only thing that connects your testicles to the rest of your body. Fortunately, it's really uncommon. It happens in something like 1 in 4,000 young men. But the scary thing is that it can happen, and it can happen often to the most active and healthy people. So a lot of close friends will know that late last year, I had testicular torsion. And you know, it isn't the type of thing that you talk about very often. But in this video, I'd like to talk about my experience with testicular torsion, what I learned from it, and you know, why young boys like myself shouldn't be afraid to talk about these types of issues. I still remember the day very clearly. It was December 19th, the day of our school color run. And I had a lot of fun during the day, you know, no discomfort, no pain. But as soon as I got home, there was just this incredible, sharp, shooting pain in my lower abdomen, in my stomach. Anyways, being the typical guy I was, I thought, you know, maybe if I just slept it off, the pain would go away. But my dad, he was extra cautious that night, and he said, you know, probably it would be a good idea to go get it checked out. Now, at first, I didn't really want to go. I mean, it had been a long day, and I wanted to get some sleep that night. But after a while, the pain got worse. So we went to the hospital, and when we got there, the triage nurse was this super lovely British lady, and she was like, "Hello, what brings you here today?" And I was like, it's my testicles, they can't hurt. And she was like, oh, because apparently the first thing they suspect when, you know, a young boy comes in with testicular or lower abdomen pain is testicular torsion. But she really reinforced that that was the worst case scenario, and you know, a lot of other milder problems could have similar symptoms. So she took me inside to the children's ward, and by then I was already walking like a penguin, which wasn't too fun. One thing I should note is that if they do suspect you of having testicular torsion, then almost everyone inside the hospital gets to see your balls. I'm talking about, you know, nurses, doctors, trainee nurses, everyone. And it's actually not so bad. So when the urologist came in, he took a look. He was a really nice guy, and he was almost certain that it was testicular torsion. So I asked him, you know, if we needed to get any imaging done, you know, any ultrasounds, just to make sure. And he was like, nah mate, we'll head into surgery right now. And I think that's when I had a little mini panic attack. I played it cool, I was like, yeah, sure, awesome. I love surgery. Yeah, surgery, no big deal, right? I mean, who cares? From here on out, everything happened super quickly, and I was rushed into the operating theatre. The other thing they do, right, when they cannulate you, they ask you about, you know, your friends, your family, your school. But it doesn't really work because basically they're still sticking a needle inside of you. And that's scary. So when the anesthetic kicked in, I wanted to see, you know, how long I could last before I get knocked out. So I tried to count to 10, and I was like, 1, 2. You know, surprisingly, when I first woke up, there wasn't too much pain. But when the general anesthetic started to wear off, then the pain really started to kick in. And fair to say, I didn't really get much sleep that night. Now, in the morning, the urologist actually came in and talked to me about what the surgery had accomplished. He told me that my left testicle had actually twisted 540 degrees. That's 1.5 revolutions. And that was so, you know, awe-inspiring and crazy at the same time. But during the procedure, he said, you know, the spermatic cord was untwisted, and basically, you know, the testicle was fixated towards the scrotal wall, so it would never happen again. That makes me testicular torsion proof. So I'm basically the closest thing to a real life Superman. So yeah, you're welcome. The urologist actually told me something that day that I didn't really think much of. But after a while, it really stands out. He told me that in 90% of the cases, testicular torsion is fairly treatable, within the first 6 hours. But in half the cases he sees, boys end up getting their testicle, either damaged or removed. And I guess this acts as a really good transition to why I wanted to make this video. After the procedure, I really thought about this a lot. And I realized that the reason why so many young boys, were losing their testicles wasn't because, the procedure was particularly inaccessible or unsuccessful. It was because, they were too shy or too hesitant to seek help early. And I knew that I was on the exact same boat. I mean, it's embarrassing, going into hospital and complaining of testicular pain. And I think if it wasn't for my dad pushing me to go to the hospital that night, I don't think I would have went. I think there exists this social stigma for guys, just to man up and endure the pain. And I think, topics like sexual health, like reproductive health, are often very taboo within our society. And this becomes really problematic in emergency situations where parents are uninformed and children are often reluctant and even embarrassed to seek help for themselves early. So EJ, why have you decided to make this video now? Going back to school, I had a lot of questions from my friends, from my peers, and what I felt was this general gist of curiosity. Young boys our age just don't know what can go wrong with their bodies. And as I recovered, I was able to talk to a lot of my closest friends, people like Andy Yao, like George Lin, and also people on online forums and watching YouTubers, comedians like Furious Pete, who are going through similar experiences to my own. And that really helped me pull through. That really helped me understand that there were other people out there with similar experiences to my own. I think that the best thing about testicular torsion is going back to school and getting a hug from all the cute girls. Actually, I got a lot of inappropriate jokes as well, but that's alright, I guess. Hey, EJ! So can you still do that thing? You know what? Huh? You know what exactly? Come on, yeah, you know. Oh, right, nah, I can't play sport for 4 weeks. Sucks, eh? No, but on a more serious note, I don't think that having testicular torsion should be any more embarrassing than, say, having a broken arm or a dislocated knee. I really wanted to make this video because I know that somewhere out there, someone's going to watch it, whether that be a friend, a family member, or even a complete stranger. And they'll be able to learn from my mistakes and make better informed decisions about their own health and about their own body. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it just as much as I've enjoyed making it. If you do experience any pain, any discomfort, don't be afraid to get it checked out early. Best case scenario, nothing's wrong, and you get to go home happy and healthy with that peace of mind. Worst case scenario, something is actually wrong, but at least you get it fixed as quickly as possible. So yeah, it's a win-win situation.